Welcome to Uncle's Channel. Thanks for watching today. And Contra Operation Galuga is just barely over a week away from release as far as like the digital version goes, and most of us are probably going to download it digitally. But if you do want a physical version of the game, Limited Run Games has us covered here with multiple different editions and a lot of different merchandise you can buy separate as well. And the prices are going to range significantly from the base price all the way up to being $175 if you want like the complete package here. But let's go ahead and go through every single edition that you can get for Contra Operation Galuga if you do want to go the physical route. Now first off, you can go with the most basic version of the game here, and the most basic version is just simply a normal Switch case or normal PS5 or PS4 or Xbox, depending on like which way you want to go on it. But you're getting the most basic version of the game itself. It's going to be $39.99, which is the same price as the game as far as like digital wise, but the key here is you're gonna have to wait 6 months in order for this product to actually come inside the mail. Yeah, you do get a nice little case for it. You get like an actual physical disc or physical cartridge here, but you are waiting a solid 6 months to play the game, which means you're probably gonna have to double dip as far as like buying it digital to play immediately, but then also buying it physically to display on your shelf. And that's one thing I get annoyed about with limited run games. Like, who wants to wait 6 months in order to get their game? I wish they'd like figure out some sort of a method here to like give you a digital copy when you order the game, and then you get a physical copy 6 months down the road. I'd even be willing to pay like an extra $5 or $10 just simply to have that, or I wouldn't have to double dip for the full price on that. But most people who order from limited run games are probably not going to get the most basic standard edition. They're probably going to go for a little bit of a higher upgrade here, and that leads us into the what's called the classic edition of Contra Operation Galuga. Now when you order the classic edition here, first off, the case itself is way better than the standard one here. You are going to get a very much of a reminiscent or more of a one-for-one copy of the NES Contra as far as like the colors go, as far as like the characters on the front, the little alien in the background. Obviously they're using the character images from the current game, but the stances, the alien, the colors, it's all basically the same as the original Contra, which this game is based upon pretty much solely. And so you do get a really cool cover for it, but then you get all this other stuff in here as well. You get a little dust cover for the game itself. Looks just like the old NES dust covers. You also get a two-way poster, as far as like one poster showing the NES cover, another poster showing a new character from the game. And you also get a soundtrack down here. And I know I've got blasted on the channel before by saying that nobody collects CDs, and there's evidently a large fan base out there who still collect physical CDs. But you do get a physical CD copy of the soundtrack, at least most of the soundtrack, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But as far as like a nice little package here, that one is going to run you $69.99, so a good bit more expensive, or $20 or $30 more expensive than the base version. But you are going to get a new cover for it, a dust cover, a poster, and a soundtrack. So a nice little package there. But if you want to go like above and beyond, and you want to get the ultimate Contra Operation Galuga edition, literally called the Ultimate Edition here, this is going to run you $175. But let's look at all that comes inside this particular edition. Now first off, you do get a really darn cool looking box to go along with it. Now the box itself would look wonderfully on a shelf, and it's sort of a double-edged sword when the box looks so incredibly good, because that means a lot of people are never going to open the box and display the items inside. But let's take a look at all the items that are included in the Ultimate Edition. You obviously get a physical copy of the game, the Classic Edition NES cover, the little dust jacket. You also get a steelbook of this, so an extra little case for it. Man, so many cases for this game here. You also get the same poster. You also get the soundtrack, but then you get a two additional discs with extra bonus tracks. Like, how big is this soundtrack? I wonder if like one of the discs is going to be like the original soundtrack from the NES. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing that, because they're going to run out of like, I don't know, songs to put on these discs, because that's 3 discs of soundtrack songs. I cannot imagine the game having that many songs on it. You also get a little action figure of Bill and Lance, which is pretty darn cool. I wish they'd sell the action figure separate. That's probably the thing I'm most interested in this particular package. You also get their dog tags, a Marine Corps patch, a Red Falcon metal pin, art book, and a sticker sheet. And so there's a heck of a lot of stuff inside this little package here, but it's also $175, and that's just I don't know, I think that's just too much to ask for Contra fans here. I can't imagine 99% of Contra fans out there wanting to purchase this particular edition here, just simply because the price is so incredibly much. And for the most part, you're not getting stuff that you're going to really want to use either. Like, personally, I really enjoy like the NES cover, and I like mostly what's included in the Classic Edition. But if I could have an option to simply buy the action figure separately, I totally would do that. But I'm not going to spend $175 to get these 2 action figures and like a sticker sheet and a poster and a couple of pins and dog tags, which of course I'm never going to use. And so I can't imagine Limited Run Games selling a heck of a lot of copies of this. but that just simply means the resale of it later on down the road is going to be through the roof. Now there are a few other things that Limited Run Games is also selling that are probably not going to be big hits here. All right, Editing Ogles here, and one mistake that I realized that I made here is the Classic Edition does not get released until January of next year, and the Ultimate Edition, you won't get that until February of next year. So like almost an entire year before you're even going to get your hands on this game. So if you do physical edition, you're almost certainly going to have to do digital as well. But back to the other items. You can obviously order a t-shirt for Operation Galuga for $30, and that's fine. I mean, I can't imagine it being a huge seller, but the delivery date for that is in November. So like, holy cow, you're like waiting almost a year to support a game that you enjoy. You can also get this little keychain here for $10. Once again, delivery date is in November for a keychain. This is like pre-order stuff, like a t-shirt or a keychain. This is what you get when you pre-order from like a GameStop or Best Buy or something. These aren't like things you'd want to actually sell on a site. The skateboard or skate deck here for $75. That's pretty cool as far as like, having a new skateboard. But I don't know, like, do you really enjoy Contra so much, especially the new version of the game, to have a skateboard of it? I don't know, that's questionable. And there's also a poster here for $50. Now, what is this poster made out of? Is it made out of like cloth or something? Let's see. It does not even say like what the poster is made of, and so like $50 for a poster is a hefty price tag for it. And then you can also get a pin set here for $30, and none of the t-shirt or the pin set or the keychain are included in any of the other editions. So there's like extra stuff that you could buy. So you could literally spend $175 plus $75 more for the skateboard deck. So that's now we're up to $250 plus the keychain, $260 plus the poster, $270 plus the t-shirt, $200. So that's $300 of stuff that you could buy from the Contra website or Limited Run Games to support the new Contra game. $300 to get like the entire package of everything for pre-order or bonus edition for Contra, and that, I'm going to go ahead and say it, is too much for a Contra Operation Galuga game that's already getting somewhat mixed reviews. I've heard the Switch version is a little bit laggy as far as like some of the frame rate stuff goes, and most of that's fixed on the PS5 version, but let's be honest, most people are going to probably play this on the Switch version because most of their Contra memories go back to Nintendo, and so it's a shame that that version is not running up to par as far as like the demo goes. Maybe it'll be fixed for the actual version, but I don't know, like I can't imagine like the game aging well enough to spend $300 on this particular project. But let me know in the comments down below, are you interested in buying any of the Limited Run Game stuff? Are you willing to double dip as far as like getting a digital and then waiting anywhere from 6 months to 9 months to get your physical copy of this or some of your physical merchandise? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out other videos listed up above and go out there, find a great game to play. Simply have a great rest of the day.